Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I'm going to be showing you a new Ho-Oh card. Because apparently, when I'm sitting here waiting for a few days, desperate for new cards to come out to analyse, I get nothing. Pokemon have now revealed, in one way or another, 7 new cards in 3 days. And announced a whole bunch of really important new rules. And there's been a big tournament in Japan where I had to bring you the winning list. I assure you, I'm not going to be prepping you with this many videos all the time, but goodness, it's been a busy weekend. But we have a new Ho-Oh card, and it is from Champion Road, and that of course means that it is a functional reprint of an old card. It is in fact essentially a reprint of the Neo Genesis Ho-Oh. And there's quite a lot of fun to be had. And stop me if you've heard this one lately. It has been revealed and translated by the lovely RappelmannTCG, Mr. David Hochmann himself. Cheers, David. Now, starting off, it is a colourless Pokemon, which is kind of interesting. I mean, Ho-Oh is a flying type, so colourless is fine by me. It means you're not hitting anything for weakness, and it means you don't get a bunch of extra tricks. None of that Brooklet Hill like you might be able to use if you're a water Pokemon, or strong energy that you might be able to use if you were a fighting Pokemon. No, ladies and gentlemen, colourless Pokemon do not get much love, although they do get to use double colourless energy, although so do plenty of non-colourless Pokemon. It's not the greatest thing ever. 130 HP is really good. It makes a big difference. Zoroark naturally hits for 120 with a full bench. Golisopod naturally hits 120 if you were made active this turn. Silvally naturally hits 120. So having 130 HP means you will survive that hit, whereas you might otherwise be going down. Retreat cost of 2 is the worst in the game because it's not 0 or 1, but you can't use Heavy Ball, which is a little bit annoying. Weakness to Lightning is a good weakness to have right now because there really isn't very much. You got the promo Tapu Koko, but that's going to be doing a whopping 40 damage to you, so that's nothing to worry about. And Raichu GX sees a little bit of play here or there, but I did a video about it doing well, and then after that it doesn't seem to have done particularly well. It's a decent weakness to have. And resistance to fighting is brilliant because you've got Boswell GX running around at the moment. You've got Lycanroc GX running around at the moment. You got a resistance to that. Jet Punch will do a whopping 10 damage initially, and even something like a Lycanroc Claw Slash with a strong energy would usually get a KO, doing 130, but now it wouldn't. Now it would only do 110. They'd have to do a little bit more. In that respect, this is pretty sweet. But it's the ability we're really worried about here. What does it do? Well, for free colourless energy, it does 30 damage plus 30 more for each type of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. Well, that could add up quite nicely. A few things to note first of all. It can use double colourless energy, but you're not hitting for weakness, and it only does 30, well, 60 if you did one different type of basic energy. It's not good. Don't use double colourless energy. Similarly, it is basic energy. So rainbow energy, nope. Counter energy, nope. Unit energy, nope. Unfortunately not, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much we can do about it. If you could use one of these unit energy, especially counter energy, etc., it would be amazing. But you can't, so it's not. So then the question becomes, what is a maximum amount of damage that you can do here? Well, there are currently 9 different types of basic energy. You can see them all by just looking at the free unit energy. 9 types of basic energy means, in theory, if you get one of all 9 on, then you'll be doing 30 plus 9 times 3. Get your maths heads out, ladies and gentlemen. That is 300 damage. Remember, Dragon, although it did have double Dragon energy and, you know, no pressure Pokemon, but we're still waiting for a reprint of that, there is no such thing as basic Dragon energy, so there's 9 types of basic energy we can use and 300 damage. And I don't know if you've realised this, but 300 damage is a lot. You know, Wailord is our standard, ha ha ha, look how much HP I've got kind of Pokemon. it's got 250. Now it is a basic Pokemon, so we can go Fighting Fury out here. Oh no, wait! That's still only 290. We'll be getting a one-hit KO. Now, just so we're clear, getting all 9 types of energy on here is going to be an absolute nightmare. It's going to be very difficult. And even if you can get all 9 types of energy on here, Tapu Lele says hello. Problem is, Tapu Lele, for just a double colourless energy, does 20 damage times the amount of damage attached to both active Pokemon. If you've got 9 energy on you and Tapu Lele puts a double colourless energy on, that's 11 energy total. Tapu Lele will be doing 220. And everybody's playing Tapu Lele. I suppose if they're not playing double colourless energy, you might just be able to constantly Guzma up every Tapu Lele they put down and attach energy to. But if they're playing double colourless energy, that will destroy you. Let's not worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the options we've got here. How about a bit of that old Max Elixir? You see, Max Elixir attaches a basic energy to one of your bench Pokemon. Well, that's alright, ladies and gentlemen, because they've got to be basic for Max Elixir to work, but Ho-Oh is a basic, so we're good. Play a whole bunch of different basic energy, play Max Elixir, hope you hit a different one every time. How about the Rayquaza from Guardians Rising? That's got a nice attack for just a double colourless energy that attaches 2 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So you go about discarding energy with stuff like Ultra Ball and Professor Sycamore and all of that, and then you can start just reattaching them with Rayquaza. There are ways to get all the energy on here, and if you get 9 energy on, you might just be able to sweep to victory. Now, I'm afraid we have to be a little bit more sensible at this stage and acknowledge you're just not doing it. You're not getting 9 different basic energy on here and hitting for 300. It's a fun thing to think about, and if you take this deck to League for some fun games, sooner or later you will get this to work, and it will be amazing in competitive play. Maybe not something that should be relied upon. So really here, we're now looking at getting 3 different types of basic energy on here. And I'm still not convinced. Because let's say you get 3 different types of basic energy on here. Firstly, you've got to be playing 3 different types of basic energy. Secondly, you've got to get 3 basic energy on here. Thirdly, they've all got to be different basic energy. But then you're hitting for 120. And we talked at the beginning of this video about how 120 a lot of the time just isn't quite good enough. Now, I suppose maybe if you're playing Dragonair, that could work. Dragonair's got the ridiculous Dragon's Wish attack. 1 colourless energy. During your next turn, you can attach as many energy as you like. And then you go nuts using stuff like Professor's Letter to search out all the energy and off you go. It's not necessarily going to work. Now, we did have Ho-Oh EX back in the day, Dragon's Exalted if I remember correctly, that did actually have a similar thing to this that actually worked. 20 damage plus 20 more for each different type of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. How did this work? Firstly, it was a fire type, so you were hitting for weakness. But secondly here, it had an ability, and if it was in your discard, you flip a coin. If heads, you pop it onto the bench with 3 different types of basic energy. And then you would play a whole bunch of energy switch and a whole bunch of different attackers, so that if you didn't want to attack with Ho-Oh, you could basically play loads of different basic energy switch, and be hitting for weakness in any matchup. Oh, I need to hit for water weakness. Let's get my water attacker out and energy switch the energy over from Ho-Oh. I mean, actually, to be honest, back then, for at least a little while, you even had Shaman as well. It was amazing. But unfortunately, this Ho-Oh is not as good. You're not hitting for weakness. 120 isn't quite enough. And whereas a Ho-Oh EX from Dragon's Exalted had that amazing ability, and actually, hey Nick, because Nick got his first ever Cities win with that deck, back when he was just a scrub and wasn't top 16ing 2 world championships in a row. It was a good deck, is my point. Unfortunately, this one's not as good. I don't see it seeing a huge amount of play. It's kind of cool, but honestly, I just don't see it being a particularly good Pokemon. Now, as a quick side note before we finish, it is a functional reprint of the Neo Genesis Ho-Oh, except that one did 10 more for each basic energy, this one does 30. That one did it for 4 energy, not 3, and that one had 90 HP, not 130. It's a lot better than that. Also, that one weirdly had a water weakness, this one has a lightning weakness. That was back in the days where Pokemon weren't so worried about being uniform. They were happy to have a colourless Pokemon with a water weakness because it's also fire. That kind of stuff does not happen much nowadays, outside of Celesteela GX, which has the weakness and resistance of a flying Pokemon while being a metal Pokemon. But that's the exception, not the rule. I'm going to be giving Ho-Oh 2 Aussies. I love it. It's a beautiful card, and I think it's a cool attack. But I don't think it's a good enough attack to really see any substantial play. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but hey, at least it'll look cool in your binder. But if you disagree with me and you think it is in fact a good card, let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. But be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. And do make sure you check out my other channel, Wassy Plays, for some Dragon Ball Super and video game action. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.